Hello and welcome to Shoot the Hostage with me, Sarah, and my partner Dan. We're a movie podcast and we cover 8 films per season on a specific theme. Now, we swear, we chat major spoilers, and we occasionally cover triggering topics, so please do use listener discretion. If you like what we do and want to support us, consider hitting 5 stars on Spotify, or maybe subscribing or even reviewing on your platform of choice. We also have a Patreon with a free tier for lineups and updates, and 2 paid tiers with extra content and early ad-free uploads. Right, on with the show.
So no pressure with this one, Sarah, because I am aware that Brokedown Palace is one of your favourite movies of all time.
Why have you started with that?
What?
With a bold-faced lie.
Bold.
Bold-faced.
B-A-L-D.
No, bold. B-O-L-D.
That's when you make letters wider and thicker. So is that the same for faces?
Yes.
Okay.
Your face was both thicker and wider as you said that.
Yeah, I thought so. I wondered what that feeling was. So this is not one of your favourite movies then?
It's not, no.
So why'd you pick it?
So the theme is drugs. I feel like we couldn't really get through the season without doing a film about drug smuggling, right?
Yeah, I suppose. It's your season.
In order for
like.
it to be the most diverse selection of movies, I was like, yeah, let's do one. I'm not as familiar with Midnight Express, so I didn't include that. And also it seems like a bit of a dad movie.
Okay.
And so I was sort of torn between Brokedown Palace and Return to Paradise. And in hindsight, I kind of regret choosing Brokedown Palace.
I should have gone for.
You should have pushed harder, yeah. I do think Return to Paradise is perhaps the better film, but I've still got a lot to talk about.
Oh, that's fair. I'm sure we'll be fine. I've seen Return to Paradise, and I really liked that movie when I first saw it, but I haven't seen it since, so it might not hold up for me. I don't know, but I hadn't seen this one. This was a blind spot for me. In fact, I don't think I'd even heard of it when you mentioned about putting it on the lineup.
It's a blind spot for many people. I think it sort of flew under the radar a little bit when it was released.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't see it in the cinema.
I had a cinema release?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Right, okay.
It may not have done. But yeah, there was a year between Return to Paradise and Brokedown Palace.
So this is 99?
This is 99, yes.
It's our second 1999 movie of the season.
Yeah, that was unintentional.
Yeah.
I didn't realise until you mentioned it recently.
It's almost like you came of age in the 90s.
A little bit, yeah.
I suppose it's always going to be like that, isn't it, really? For when you choose a season, and when I choose one, it's a lot of the time it's going to be movies we grew up on because we have things to say about them.
Yeah.
Including Brokedown Palace.
I have some things to say,
lots to say, yeah.
But yes, I did rent this, I believe, on VHS.
Did you?
When it came out.
Was it a Blockbuster special? Was it your local?
I think it must have been Blockbuster.
To 99, it's probably pushing out the
Blockbuster years. Yeah, they were sort of dominating the mom and pop stores by that point.
Yeah.
More's the pity. But I remember really, really enjoying it when I saw it. And I definitely owned it at one point, and I watched it a lot. I would have been maybe 16, 17 when this came out.
Well, how much is a lot?
Like 15 times.
What?
Like a lot. Well, because I watched...
not seen this movie 15 times.
No, that's probably an exaggeration.
That's more than I've seen Need for Speed.
I might have seen it 10 times though.
That's crazy.
I watched it twice this last week.
I know.
I'm including those.
All right, okay.
But yeah, it appealed to me on a lot of levels because it sort of it seemed to me at the time to be a little bit subversive. In hindsight, not very much.
What do you think that seemed subversive about it to you when you were a teenager?
Drugs.
Oh, because it's about a drug. It's not really smuggling, is it? They get tricked into being mules.
Yes. Yeah. But it was about something that was very unfamiliar to me, obviously. I was a pretty sheltered kid. It starred Claire Danes, who I absolutely adored because I was obsessed with My So-Called Life when that came out.
Ah, interesting. Okay. She was in that?
Mm-hmm. She was the main character. It was her so-called life.
I'd never heard of that until you told me about it.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't know it was her so-called life either. I assumed it was Jared Leto's so-called life.
Sadly, his presence does mar revisits of that series.
Yeah.
But still excellent.
Okay.
Like, even today, even by today's standards, you would consider it somewhat progressive.
Okay.
So good. So I was a little bit biased. And obviously, she was great in Romeo and Juliet as well. That was, what, 96, 97?
96, I want to say, Lerman's Romeo and Juliet. I think... I didn't see this movie when it came out on account of me watching it for the first time a week ago.
Yep.
But I was aware of Claire Danes at that point because of Romeo and Juliet. And that's the only reason why.
I think that's the thing that sort of put her on the map, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, she got put on my map from that movie. And then again, she got put on my map again when she was in Terminator 3.
Oh, yeah.
Just 4 years later after this movie.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear indeed.
Yeah.
Although, not the worst Terminator movie these days.
What is?
Genesis.
Yeah.
It has to be Genesis,
with that.
right? It's
Salvation's pretty bad. And 3 is pretty
do you know
dreadful.
What? 3 is... when I was doing research for this show, I was looking at Dane's credits, Terminator 3, and I looked at it. I'd given it a 1.5, but I think that might be a bit harsh.
No, it loses a star as soon as Christiana Loken's robo tits expand.
Yeah.
That was like awful.
There's some it's a weird movie because there's some brilliant stuff in it. There's a good chase in it where he's hanging off the truck. The ending is really cool. Like, you don't see that sort of bleak ending in sci-fi popcorn movies much, and I really like that. I think I actually think that the actors are quite good in it. Danes and
Nick
Stahl, I think he's fine. I think that character's written poorly in that movie, but I think he does his best.
Yeah.
He's a bit whiny, but that's not his fault. That's the script, I think. But I think the worst one is definitely Genesis, and then what? Maybe it is Salvation, but I don't think that movie's is as bad. I didn't like it the first time I saw it, but on subsequent revisits, I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
I've made a grave mistake, haven't I?
Why?
We veered too hard into Terminator territory, and I'm just letting it happen.
Oh, we're not. I'm sorry, we're not here to talk about Terminator, are we? No, we're talking. But it's because of Claire Danes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Danes, but apart from a couple of movies, like I can't think really what else I know her from. What else? Little Women. I haven't seen that. What else has she been in that I might have seen?
I mean, she was in Homeland, that TV show, for a long time.
Oh yeah, the Damian Lewis thing.
I know you're not super into shows as a strict
rule.
Well,
no, I remember my boss in around 2008 was like, oh, you got to watch Homeland, and he lent me the DVD, and I lent him season 1 of Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's
a fair trade.
Yeah, well, it's not really, because I didn't watch Homeland. I gave it back to him, and I never got my Curb back. So I had to buy it again.
No.
Luckily, it was season 1, and it was the cheapest season to buy on DVD. But I got it.
But he's forever on your shit list.
Yeah. I actually killed him. I did. He's buried in a garden.
Is he?
Yeah.
In this garden?
Yeah, but don't tell anyone.
Well,
let's not.
They don't know where we live. It's fine.
We're not recording this. It's not going to go out like...
What could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Claire Danes.
And if the police turn up, we'll know you're a massive group of narcs.
Yeah, yeah. Grass.
Were you aware of Kate Beckinsale?
Yes, I was aware of Kate Beckinsale on account of having watched Shooting Fish at the cinema.
You're like the only other person I've ever met who knows what Shooting Fish is.
It's got space in the soundtrack, Sarah.
And Stuart Townsend in the cast.
And the American guy.
Yeah.
Who's not Bradley Cooper, because Bradley Cooper was probably about 12 then.
How old do you think Bradley Cooper is?
I don't know, like 50?
So the maths, never mind. But yeah, I loved that movie when it came out.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I hadn't seen it for years, but do you know what? I'd give that a revisit.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing Kate Beckinsale in that. She had short hair in that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when, I suppose probably the next thing I remember seeing her in anyway was Pearl Harbor.
Oh no, I always forget about that.
Yeah.
And then Underworld.
And then it was Underworld, wasn't it? Van Helsing, I think she was in. So she's done a fair amount of stuff. Underworld's probably her most Let's be honest, that's probably what she's earned the most money from.
I mean, I don't love those movies. I enjoyed the first one when it came out. I remember watching the second one and going, oh no. And then just didn't bother. I think there are more.
I think I've seen parts of some of them.
Right.
But I don't know if I've ever watched an entire one because it never really interested me.
Right.
I tried to because people were like, oh, it's great. I remember putting it on and just like falling asleep and just like, this is rubbish though, isn't it?
But I don't know. She's sort of become iconic for that role, I think.
Yeah.
And it was around about the time where the Matrix sort of dictated that all women in films had to be in skin-tight spandex.
Yeah.
So it was definitely influenced by that sort of aesthetic, I think.
It's definitely a post-Matrix movie.
Yeah,
yes. You're right, yeah.
But yeah, I think they're both pretty good here.
In Brokedown Palace.
Yeah.
I would say, for me, Danes is head and shoulders above Beckinsale in this. I don't
Agreed.
think it's... I don't think Beckinsale's great in this, to be honest.
One of my notes, I don't know if you can see it from there, but it literally says Claire Danes acts rings around Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, but you still think that Beckinsale did enough for
I think she was all right, yeah.
I don't know if it's just maybe a fact of maybe the writing was a bit off, or maybe you're not really meant to endear to that character too much. But I didn't like her character. And I didn't like Claire Danes' character either, to be honest with you. Alice and
Darlene.
And Darlene. I didn't love Dane's character either, but she was interesting in her own right.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like there was some development there of her character. It seemed like she had a past, and I could see that in her acting. So, but yeah, she's, as you say, as your notes quite rightly say, runs rings around Beckinsale.
Yeah, I think this is definitely the Claire Danes show. And there are a couple of other names in it, like Bill Pullman's pulling his weight. Lou Diamond Phillips is in a different movie to everybody else.
I forgot that Lou Diamond Phillips was in it.
Such a bizarre performance.
Yeah.
So strange.
I love that bit when Pullman pulls out. Is it a cigar? And he's like, hey.
So weird.
It's weird, yeah.
So weird.
It's a weird performance.
Very brief Paul Walker appearance.
Oh, yeah, of course.
At the very, very beginning and somewhere in the middle, and then that's it.
Yeah. No, that was his brother, and they CGI'd his Paul Walker's face over.
I see. That
wasn't actually Paul Walker.
Tasteless.
Yeah. Luckily, no movies are ever going to do that.
Oof, that's not going to age well.
Yeah. I completely forgot that those two are in it, because I wrote down 3 actors. I wrote down Beckinsale, Danes, and Paul Mann.
Yeah.
And I know you want to get to Paul Mann at some point. I know he's your sort of flavour of the month at the moment, between him and his boy. I feel like every other movie we watch has got a Paul Mann in it, whether it's Bill or Lewis.
It's a talented family, what can I say?
Yeah.
It did make me laugh, actually, because the first time I watched Brokedown Palace this week, every time he said Darlene, it sounded like he was saying darling, and I was like, oh, Bill.
Is this a new crush?
Reasonably, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't remember you ever, like, when we first started dating, you didn't declare that to me.
No.
Oh, I really fancied a president from Independence Day. You wondered where I was going with that.
I did, yeah. Thankfully, it landed somewhere that gets my approval.
Has there ever been a sexy president, apart from Obama?
No.
There hasn't, has there?
I don't think so.
Clinton, Nixon, others. I'm not American, obviously.
Reagan.
He's got the best name.
Cleveland.
Carter. Cleveland. Lincoln.
Yeah,
Kennedy.
None of them really float my boat.
Trump.
Excuse me while I vomit in my hand.
There's never been a sexy president, has there?
No, I don't believe so.
Apart from Obama.
I don't think he's particularly sexy.
I don't think he's
by
sexy.
far the coolest president.
But I think
that
a lot
lived.
of people would disagree with us and say that he is, in fact, sexy.
He's very charismatic, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think he's quite a handsome man, but sexy's a different vibe.
If you think Barack Obama was a sexy president, call in now on 01818118111. Where did I get that from?
I really hope that's not a real number.
081.
Watch it be like Childline. I memorised the Childline number when I was a kid, and I used to threaten my mum with calling it.
Did you?
Yeah.
What was it?
Well, I can't remember now. I think it might be the one you just said.
No, I think that's going live or live and kicking. No, it's going live because I remember Trev and Simon going 081 811 8181.
Did you want to ring up and play the video games? Left, left.
Yeah.
But there was always a delay.
Yeah. Left. No, left, you fucking cunts.
Other left.
Oh, we've lost the caller. Sorry.
I can absolutely picture that.
Yeah.
Did you know that Brokedown Palace gets its name from a Grateful Dead song?
No, and that's a band.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Not a band that I have any great affection for. They're mentioned in pop culture quite a lot, and the vibe that I get is that they're sort of like a stoner sort of dad band, if that makes any sense.
I've not heard of them until you mentioned them, I think.
Like, I think the fans of them are called Deadheads, and it was like big
Right.
for loads of people to sort of follow them around the country on tours and go to every show.
Okay.
So they had a huge following.
So they're cool guys then.
Potentially.
You name a film, unless any of them are sex pests or anything.
Yeah, you have to qualify everything with that now, don't you? Jesus.
So why did they take a name from one of their songs then for this movie, do you think? Has it got anything to do with the film?
I don't know. I did try to look for any information as to why it was titled that, but I couldn't find anything definitive.
It feels
There's
like
not really a huge amount of information out there about this movie, full stop.
Yeah.
It was quite difficult this week.
Because no one's seen it, Sarah.
Yeah, nobody
it's you,
remembers
me,
it.
and Jonathan Kaplan. Not even Danes and Beckinsale have watched it.
I don't think Jonathan Kaplan remembers it. He was this was the last movie he ever directed.
Was
he
it
just
really?
moved straight back to TV after this.
Okay. Well, it's funny because it did feel like a very TV movie to me, this one.
You said that the other day. Yeah. What was it about this movie that gave you that impression?
Because it's shit.
I don't agree that it's shit.
It's a bit harsh. I don't think it's very good.
I remembered it being a lot better than it was, but the last time I watched it, I was probably 19.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time, and I also remember it being much, much darker. I was sure one of them died.
Do you know what? It's because since you've been 19 years old, you've been on a diet of Martyrs and Gaspar Noé movies. So now anything by comparison is a joy.
Yeah, this was like Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
No, the second time I watched it again today just for a quick refresher. And I was trying to watch it with that in mind, because when we watched it last weekend, I was shocked that it seemed somewhat sanitized. Like, obviously it's grim.
Yeah, I think sorry, what were you finish your point and I'll
like I don't want to undersell it, because it does paint a pretty grim picture of life in a Thai prison as a foreigner.
We'll get to that.
But I don't know. I just remembered it being so much darker, and I think you might be right in your assessment. I think because in that my consumption of media has gotten a lot more extreme over the years.
Yeah.
So I think maybe to the average viewer, this might seem pretty dark.
I think it's definitely about a dark subject matter and a very serious thing as well, which I don't know, maybe we'll talk about at some point about what this is. I don't know what it's trying to say, but it's at least somewhat highlighting a problem that happens about naive people that get tricked into carrying drugs for people that are taking advantage of them.
Yeah, so I have some criticisms of that sort of stuff, because it was really difficult to watch this and not view it through the lens of, like, it sort of felt like a big advert for American exceptionalism.
Can you explain what that means to me as an idiot?
It felt a little bit like idiot. Fuck yeah, America. Don't go to these squalid countries.
It did feel like that.
Where everybody's a brute, and it felt like low-key racist. I'm going to say it.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the Thailand stuff, I mean, is that how the Thai justice system works? I doubt it.
Look, I have no experience with it. That might shock you. I have no experience with the Thai justice system. But I can't imagine... Like, it's not a lawless country.
No.
And there are so many tourists that go over there. No one would visit if that was even a remote possibility, surely.
Yeah.
So I do have some issues with that and the representation of the locals. and some other stuff. And even like Bill Pullman's character, Yankee Hank, is like the emphasis is all on like America, fuck yeah, which started to grate a little bit as it wore on.
Even the ending of the movie, it's like the girl next door, the one that doesn't say boo to goose. Is that the phrase? Like the nice young woman, she's going to get out of prison, and the one that's a bit gobby and is probably from a poor family and from the wrong side of the tracks and says what she thinks and does drugs. Scum.
The interesting
Throw
one,
away the key. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it does feel like a very what's the word, like a judge, like finger pointy, like don't be Claire Danes.
It feels very much like a cautionary tale.
Yeah, that's it.
Like a sort of, I guess in America they just say like an after school special.
Yeah, it does. And just going back to what you said earlier, I don't know, it's a movie set in Thailand. I really think should have some Thai characters in it.
Yeah,
and
agreed.
There's none.
Well, there are a couple, but they're on the fringes, and they're awful.
But I don't say much. You've got Bill Pullman's wife.
She's
barely in it. She says a couple of things. Actually,
she was all right. She was all right. I quite liked her character, but she doesn't get very much to do.
But she has about 8 lines in the thing.
She's effectively a translator.
Yeah, and then you've got. There's a point in the movie about halfway through, I think, where I thought, oh, we're going to have you get one of the prison wardens, and I thought maybe she was going to be a character.
The one that they tried to bribe.
Yeah, I thought maybe she was going to be a sympathetic character to what's going on with these particular young women, and also in general, like she must see this happen quite a lot with people that have been tricked into carrying drugs for people, and now there's a young woman in prison. She's probably seen this before. Let's have some empathy. Oh, maybe she's on a mission to try and help them out without getting into trouble herself.
Nope.
That's where I thought that the movie was going at that point. And it didn't go there. And it's not like, if I think of something, I don't necessarily want it to do exactly what I'm thinking, but I don't think it did much interesting. I don't think that the ending was very interesting. And I just thought, this seems a bit absurd. Well, by the time we got to that point, maybe we're jumping ahead of ourselves here if we're going to the ending. But you asked me about, because I said it was shit, and that's a bit harsh. I think I don't think it's terrible, but I didn't think it was great.
Okay.
And I don't think I would watch it again.
Do you think the cautionary tale, like the morality play stuff, plays into why you think it comes across as like a TV movie? It's definitely
possibly.
quite.
That might have something to do with it, but it's more.
I think you're right. It is quite finger wagging. Like,
yeah, that's not something that occurred to me.
Okay.
Until now, but yeah, that probably does factor into it somewhat. Quite a basic story, and it lets people have got to be how we want them to be. But I think it was, for me, the TV movie thought was more stylistically, like in terms of the how it looks. Let's call it what it is. It's a movie from the 90s, and you feel that. And I felt that with the camera work. I felt that with the music and the sound design.
Oh, we'll get to the music. Don't you worry.
Is that a note, is it?
Ooh.
I think it was more visually
that
made me feel like it was a TV movie. It just felt like it was something that we'd be scrolling through the TV in 2001 and then on Channel 5 at 9:15 this movie's been on for 15 minutes and we're going to settle in and watch this movie now, and I'm never going to think about it again. It's
tough though, isn't it? Because I'm inclined to give films from this era a little bit of wiggle room. I 100% see what you're saying. It does not look even remotely cinematic, which in a country like Thailand, there's so much opportunity there.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think of that. It's such a wasted opportunity. Beautiful country.
Yeah. But I think
it could have been anywhere.
Yeah. It could have been. It just looked like random tourist destination for a lot of the runtime. But I think also I'm inclined to give them a bit of wiggle room because it's the copy that I have is a shitty bare bones DVD that came out years and years and years ago. Total vanilla disc. Oh no, sorry, it's got the trailer on it.
Oh yeah,
We're treated
great.
to the trailer.
Bonus.
Yeah.
This is a bonus. It's a trailer.
But there is like this sort of part of my brain that's like, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's just a shitty transfer.
Yeah.
But I definitely get what you're saying there.
Mm.
I do.
Yeah, it's definitely the story, definitely the way it looks. The performances, I didn't, like I said, I didn't love Beckinsale's performance in this.
I think it's more her character that I didn't like. Because
But
like her accent was good. I thought she was decent, but the character was so bland.
Yeah.
And privileged and, you know, so out of her depth. I think there was a lot to explore there that they just didn't.
Do you think that maybe this movie could have benefited with a longer runtime?
Yeah, I do.
Me too.
Which is not often that I would say that.
No, me neither. But it just felt like we get the very quick introduction. Oh, isn't it great to be best friends with Claire Danes and Kate Beckinsale? And then we're in Thailand.
Yeah.
And then that's it. We're off to the races. And then they meet an Australian and they're a bit silly. But they're naive young women. So, you know.
It's funny, isn't it?
If you're a 17-year-old, you're going to make stupid decisions. And for us, we can make a stupid decision and probably nothing's going to happen. But if, you know, you're around the drug dealers and you make a stupid decision, then, yeah, you could get in trouble.
Yeah.
So I don't have much of an issue with that. But it wasn't very fleshed out. It was like, let's go from America to Thailand very, very quickly. And then they're in prison, in the first 12 minutes.
It does feel like that.
Yeah.
It does feel like that. And then it's just like a speed run of horrible things and cockroaches and...
Yeah, but I don't... It's funny because did you say that when you were young you thought, oh, it was a bit grim and a bit bleak? Mm-hmm. And it's... Don't get me wrong, it's not like... It's not an uplifting movie, really. I mean, I suppose in a way,
they do try.
You could read it in that way.
Yeah, I do feel like they're leaning heavily into the optimism at the end.
Yeah,
which is something else that bothers me because she's like, and I know they'll never stop trying to get. Oh, babe, you're dying in that prison.
Yeah,
you're there for good.
Yeah,
I appreciate the optimism, but that rubbed me up the wrong way as well. But yeah, at the beginning, I think my biggest issue with the way this film starts is, and if you've listened to this podcast, if you know anything about my taste in films, you'll know that I hate a voiceover unless it's done particularly well. And this film starts with Alice's voiceover. And I don't know if it's because of my affection for My So-Called Life. That's what it made me think of.
Does she do a voiceover in that?
There's some, but I don't know, it's just so cheesy. And I understand the plot contrivance of having her record a tape to send to the lawyer because she didn't have pens and paper, but her friend had a Walkman.
Can you record with headphones?
Yeah, I did think that. But
I don't think you can.
No, you can't. That crossed my mind too. But also, it just felt very like Dear Diary, you know, just really cheesy and not in keeping with the sort of story that you're trying to tell. Like
Gossip Girl or something.
Yeah. XOXO. I've never seen that show.
Me neither.
But I would say that's probably one of my biggest complaints is the cheesiness of it. But maybe that's cheesy. Intentional so that there's more of a juxtaposition between their sort of charmed life in America and sleeping like...
on a cockroach.
Yeah. Or fish heads.
I think, yeah, you might be on fish heads.
Somebody put fish heads in her, I nearly called it a sleeping bag, her sort of roll thing. It looked like a massive, you know those little things that mats that you roll sushi with?
Oh, sushi, yeah. Yeah, sushi.
It just looked like a massive one of those.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, right, okay. I didn't know what was in her. I knew someone put something unpleasant in her mat, but I didn't know what it was. And that was probably the worst thing that happened to her. I think that they could have... I think you're onto something there. Like, it was a bit cheesy, and that could have been, just a way to highlight their... I don't know. I wouldn't say that maybe Alice has had a privileged upbringing, but certainly Darlene.
Well...
But it does serve as a way to highlight the vast difference between how they've been brought up and this situation that they're in now. But I felt like, yes, it's bad that they're in this Thai prison, and they might be in prison for 30 years. But apart from that, I don't feel like it was that bad. That, like, you know, there wasn't crazy shit going on in that prison. Everyone seemed to be like, apart from like get a fruit and you get hit on the hands.
Beaten.
It's not great.
She was like caned for trying to eat an apple.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's not great.
It's not great, but I don't feel like there was enough drama in the prison for them to warrant. I felt like it needed to be a bit more harsh, maybe a bit darker.
I agree, but I think this film is sort of, I don't know how it was marketed, I can't remember, but it feels like they were trying to make like Midnight Express but for teenage girls.
100%, yeah.
And hence the 12 certificate, hence the softening of some of the punishments and the realities of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you say that you don't think Alice grew up very privileged, and I'll agree on a surface level. I think that obviously dead mom, dad's very distant. She's not rich like Darlene. But I think you're sort of underestimating how much privilege there is in being skinny, white, and attractive.
Well, yeah.
In a country like America. And I think that is sort of best displayed when they go to that resort and try to get free drinks. Like, she's clearly not had as charmed a life as Darlene, but she thinks nothing of trying to steal from somewhere in a foreign country. And yes, we were all a little bit naive at well, I think they're 18. If they finish school, they'll be like 18 on their way to college. But we were all a little bit naive back then. You think you're invincible when you're that age. But I don't know. There's a sense of entitlement there in both of them, I think. Something that I do want to talk about that I think is probably the central theme is friendship. Friends. What do you think it says about friendship? Because obviously it's something that's woven into this story. I've
got nothing. It's. I mean, I can only go by what the ending is, and it's like, I don't know. What do you think it is? Because I ain't got a fucking clue.
I mean, I've got a few thoughts. I think first things first, they both fundamentally misunderstood Bros Before Hoes because they both fancied the blandest Australian that I think I've ever seen.
Isn't it Bill Pullman, is he?
Daniel Lopan, I think he's called. And the
Lopan?
Not Lopan, no. The only thing I know him from is Muriel's Wedding. He plays the South African swimmer that she gets married to. And I've seen that film a lot.
Yeah, I know you have.
And he's all right in that film, but he's not required to do very much beyond the accent.
Yeah, the whole character in that is that he's a bit nothing, isn't he? Bit of a blank slate.
He was awful in this, right?
I'd forgotten he was even in it, to be honest with you. I don't really remember much of his performance.
I mean...
he was sort of in it and then not in it.
I think that's one of the problems with this film is because he's so pivotal to the story, but he's crap and he's not very memorable. Yeah. But the rest of the film is sort of haunted by the spectre of this character, but he's so nothing that it's like, who cares?
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Like, if he's just in it for 10 minutes, as he is, he really... And it has this monumental impact on these characters that affects the rest of their lives, you would think that maybe he would need to be more memorable. And if he was, I would have remembered him more.
Yeah.
And but yeah, if as you say, he's a bit bland, it's like, well, why would they have chosen to follow this guy then? But then again, they are... A lot of my criticisms of their actions in this movie is basically, I'm going to justify it by going, but they're kids. They're children. And that's kind of the point, isn't it? They're naive.
Yeah, I think it goes deeper than that, though. And I think it's sort of... The film kind of makes you doubt them and makes you doubt their friendship. Intentionally so, because there's some sort of mystery surrounding... For some of the runtime, at least, there's some mystery surrounding whether or not one or the other was aware of the drugs, or, you know, because there's that... We obviously know that Darlene went off with Nick, I want to say. Yep. Like, how low are your standards that he's the most charismatic man you could possibly hope to meet, that they both have a crush on him?
When Bill Pullman's in the country. Yeah.
Or is it just the competitive nature between teenage girls? Is it just that one of them's expressed an interest, so the other one's... I don't know. There's some interesting stuff there that could have been explored a little bit more, I think. I think they do a decent job of establishing the fact that they are almost friends from birth. Like, these girls have been through everything together. Every pivotal moment.
Have they? How do you know that?
The voiceover.
Oh, the voiceover said it. Right, okay.
Fills in all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was never really convinced by how tight-knit their friendship was, because they seemed a bit, Alice at the very least, seemed a bit jealous and backstabby. Like, there was definitely some resentment simmering there.
Yeah. And do you think the resentment is that, from Alice's perspective, Darlene has had more an easier life?
I think potentially that.
To a degree?
Potentially that, yeah. Potentially there's some resentment because, I don't know, if you're into somebody, it doesn't feel good if they fancy your best friend instead. But also, she's a terrible friend. Because, I'm sorry, if I'm on holiday with somebody that I have grown up with and love, and they get with this absolute stranger who's older from a different country, you're both somewhere where you don't speak the language, I'm not going to leave her in a bar with this stranger. No fucking way. And Claire Danes thinks nothing of just upping and going. Like, it does not pass muster with me.
Yeah, that was a bit of a twat move, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Very much so. Yeah, she doesn't understand girl code at all. And then there's some mystery surrounding whether or not she got with Nick, because there's that part later on in the film where she's talking to Hank and he's saying, oh, my wife went to the hotel and showed them pictures of you two. And guess which one she picked out as the one who was with Nick? And it was Claire Danes. So there is some muddying of events there. And I don't think we're ever really supposed to know 100%.
And when you know what exactly, if she
also got with Nick,
if she got with Nick, I thought you meant about
because she was seen at his hotel room after Darlene had been.
There's that which I didn't even think about or care about, to be honest with you. But then the thing that I thought about was, did she know about the drugs? So I guess there's quite a lot of mystery about that character and what she knew and what she didn't know. And
I think that's set up intentionally because.
Do you?
I do. I think...
you don't think that they just cut out half an hour of this movie because they wanted to get it down to a runtime that 16-year-old people could watch.
That would fit on a VHS tape in 1999, more like. Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't think that. I don't necessarily think that stuff was trimmed, because I think, especially on second viewing today...
But why make it ambiguous?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you, I'm afraid. I think maybe to make it more interesting.
How is that more interesting? I don't get it though. Like, but isn't it more interesting to show that this character is flawed? Not that she might be flawed. Like,
we know she's flawed. She's definitely shown as being flawed.
Well, yeah.
I think they both
are, yeah.
In very different ways.
Well, Alice is always fucking lying, isn't she? Like,
apparently,
Beckinsale's dad. Oh, by the way,
I'm
going to fly
heartbreaking.
all the way to Thailand and talk to my daughter and say, don't worry, you're going to be all right. Fuck off, because I want to have a chat with Claire Danes. You're a little bastard, aren't you? You've always been lying.
I'm going to dig out your mate for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That, as much as this film hasn't aged well, and I don't like it half as much as I did when I was 17, that's still a little bit gutting. And I think that's Claire Danes' acting that really sells that. When she yells at him and says she didn't do it, I'm just like, oh, knife through the heart.
Yeah.
I do think her performance is excellent in this.
Yeah, she's great.
And she is an elite crier.
Is she?
Honestly, whenever the bottom lip starts going and I'm like, oh God, I'm going to go. And it still gets me a little bit at the end. I must admit.
I thought she was really good in that end scene.
Yeah.
But I hated what it was doing, that scene. I hated it.
Why did you hate it?
So, if I understand this correctly, if you get on your knees and you say to the judge, I'm a good person, then the judge be like, all right, fuck off then.
Well, I didn't hate that because the judge did sort of explain. Well, he wasn't a judge, was he? He was like some sort of royalty, I think.
Was he?
Well, they said you can like appeal to the crown. I assumed that maybe he was some sort of regal. I don't know.
I just thought it was a bit weird, and I don't imagine that that's a real thing. That must be a contrivance for the movie.
Genuinely don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me. It does seem quite odd. But the guy kind of doling out the pardons or whatever does do a pretty good job of explaining that away, because he says like, well, if you're telling the truth, then that means your friend is innocent and she should go home. Or if you're lying, then you're doing it to save your friend, and that shows sufficient enough character that you should get what you're asking for.
Yeah.
Because ultimately to them, she was saying that she would serve both sentences. So they're not really losing out. Only Claire Danes is losing in that scenario.
I'm confused. So I see. I think when I heard that, I didn't know what he was saying, just because I'm a big dummy and I didn't really understand. It was very confusing to me. So he was saying that if you're lying, then that's good.
He's saying that shows you're of sufficient character that you're being so self-sacrificing in order for your friend to go free. Then yeah, I will allow that.
But if you're telling the truth and you did do it,
then your friend doesn't deserve to be here, and she should still be set free. Yeah.
So who should be set free in that scenario?
Kate Beckinsale.
So Beckinsale goes free in whatever scenario.
Either scenario, yeah. That was kind of the point of his thing. He was saying either way.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get that.
Okay.
I was completely lost by that. I think by that point, though, I just sort of checked out because I was like, you don't kneel in front of the crown or whatever he is. And then maybe he just reverses all of the work that the justice system has done in one foul swoop. I might be wrong.
But that was the point. There was a whole thing leading up to that where Bill Pullman's character said that so the Thai judge will not surprise you to find out that he was portrayed as a shitty person, because there are no good Thai characters apparently. And he struck a deal with him and said that if you go and grovel to the crown, this guy'll fix it so that you're set free. I've given him like a bribe. You've just got to show.
But he didn't know.
Attrition.
But the bribe didn't work because the guy was like, "No, fuck you, I'm not doing this bribe now."
Yeah, they were due to go and plead their case in front of the crown, and the guy's like, "No, drug traffickers, they're not being pardoned." And Hank says, "No, we had a deal." And that guy appears from out of the shadows and goes, "No, we don't." So he just took the money and double-crossed him, effectively.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'd sort of checked out a little bit by that point anyway.
I
thought that whole situation I just thought was pretty laughable, and I didn't know how we got here.
I wouldn't say it was laughable. I don't know anything about the Thai justice system, but I definitely didn't find it laughable.
Like I say, I might be wrong. This might be a real thing. I've done no research, but it felt fucking made up to me.
Well, there's corruption in every
I'm not saying
that
there's corruption everywhere. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that really, is there a thing where you just get on your knees and then you might get let off for 30 years? I don't know. That seems stupid to me. And in a movie that's
no different
meant to be
than being
grounded,
in court where you have to plead your case, though.
But in a movie that's meant to be grounded and about a real, very serious subject, and it gets to the end and you're just like, please, please, and
please,
then you're like, yeah, all right, like I go on then, off you go. I hated it. I thought that was a terrible, terrible ending.
Okay.
And I didn't like it very much, Sarah.
All right. I didn't think it was a terrible ending. And actually, I don't know why I'm fighting in this film's corner now.
I don't know why. Because you love it. That's why it's your favourite movie.
I don't love it. That's the point. But I don't think it's as bad as you're making out. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was sort of required for and this won't be a factor for you if you're mentally checked out by that point.
I thought you were going to say mentally challenged.
Well, that too. That's not very politically correct these days.
Oh, you can't say
that.
I'm sorry.
No.
But I can say let's move on.
Yeah. I think that was required for the emotional gut punch of an ending. And that does still affect me. I was like shedding a little bit of a tear by the end.
Maybe that's part of my problem with it, is that it was very clearly, it's so blatantly like, you need to feel for these characters now. And I was like, fuck off. I don't care.
Oh, I'm just an easy mark though. I see Claire Danes crying and I'm set off. That's all it takes. I'm
not saying she wasn't great in that scene. She was really, really good in that. Like she did. I've got no problem with Claire Danes' performance in this movie. She's great in this. I think she's way better than this movie is. I think if Claire Danes is not in this movie, this is a bargain basement of a movie.
Agreed.
This is not a good movie without her in it, I don't think. But part of it could be like what you were saying. It's kind of designed to be watched by young adults, really, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
This is like a Divergent, but Thai prison.
But with heroin.
With heroin, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Is that what they were smuggling?
I think so, yeah.
So we've done another heroines this season. We've done 2 heroines, haven't we?
But nobody was doing any heroines in this one.
No, this is a drug season, and no one does any drugs in this movie.
No.
Did they smoke a pot? She smoked a pot, didn't
I don't
she?
remember any. Oh no, she did. Yeah, in
she
the
smoked
prison.
a pot in the prison, and
Yeah.
Beckinsale's like, "Are you smoking a pot?" And I'm thinking, yeah, you got
Damn
fucking nothing
right.
else to do, have you?
Yeah. Well, I'm
she's-
just going to wait around to be caned again.
Yeah. Do you think it's slightly ironic that they got thrown inside for drug smuggling when they didn't smuggle in drugs, and then they get in prison and then they do drugs?
I mean, it's not all bad though, because the prison hairstylist slayed those late 90s choppy bobs.
Yeah.
It was like somewhere between Winona Ryder and the lead singer from Republica.
Yeah, baby, I'm ready to go.
Who was the hairstylist at the prison? Vidal Sassoon.
Yeah.
They were too good.
I always expect in movies about prisons is that they're just going to have their heads shaved off. Maybe I'm just thinking of Alien 3.
Yeah.
Because it's nits. Is that why they do that?
I guess
always assumed
so.
that's what it was, because of head louses.
Yeah, but there were a couple women in there with longer hair, so I don't know if
Yeah.
it's just an entrance humiliation ritual.
But it looked good. Their hairs.
They did.
Their hairs,
They rocked it.
Their hairs look great.
Yeah.
I had a bit of an issue while they were in the prison. The lack of interesting characters in there. I thought there was a real missed opportunity in the prison where you could have had other relationships potentially blossom and form and help establish the direction of where the main characters end up in the movie a little bit more, maybe, because it did very much feel like very quickly, in the first 15 minutes, they're in jail, and then it's a kind of a collection of scenes leading up to the end of the movie, but nothing very memorable. And I think about other prison movies, and you've obviously got Green Mile, Shawshank,
Or the things that were written by Stephen King.
Oh, they're both Stephen King, aren't they? Of course they are. Yeah. The Escapist with Andy Serkis and Johnny Lee Miller. The Hurricane. But anyway, sidetrack. I feel like one of the best parts about a prison movie is when you get interesting characters in it and their interactions, and whether it's trying to escape the prison or whatever. But there's always memorable characters in it. Go to Shawshank, maybe. You've obviously got Morgan Freeman, and you've got the guy that had the bird, whatever his name was, but he's got the bird. It's so memorable, I've forgotten his name. But you have interesting characters in those movies. Green Mile, you've got don't do anything wrong against Eugene Victor Toombs because he's a bad prison warden. But my point is, there is a point.
Oh, you have a point?
Yeah.
Okay.
My point is that there are, I think, when you're doing a kind of a prison movie like this, I want there to be more interesting stuff going on in the prison.
Yeah.
And to me, it was just this courtyard, and then they're going to we're going to go to the toilet and then try and run out of it. And there wasn't, the prison didn't have much character. It was
Kate
quite
Beckinsale
basic.
got that cockroach ear infection.
I've completely forgotten this plot thread. What happened? She got an ear
a
infection.
cockroach crawled in her ear when she was sleeping, and it stayed in there. So she got an infection and fainted.
I don't remember that. Did she?
Did you watch this film?
I tried.
Did you fall asleep for about 45 minutes in the middle?
No,
Is that
I
why you
didn't.
thought nothing happened?
Well, did that cockroach ear infection go on for 45 minutes?
No, there was an escape attempt.
But yeah, repeated escape attempts. Anything Terminator. I remember the escape part. So did she fake the cockroach ear infection to try and
she had
get
a cockroach in her ear.
out? Okay.
We didn't see it.
So what you're saying
were
is that
told.
the cockroaches are the most interesting characters in that prison.
Potentially.
I thought they were going to do something with the prisoner that said, "Oh, you can eat an apple, that's fine." But she tricked them because when you eat an apple, you get caned.
She was the one who put the fish heads in the bed as well.
And she did that too. Yeah.
Well,
but I thought there was
she was
like
the only other. This is what I mean. This film is low key kind of racist because she was like the only Thai prisoner that we get to know, and she's a fucking arsehole.
Yeah.
And then, as you say, there is a lack of other characters and other relationships. There are two other women that we get to know.
Well, to get to know, like
neither of which have names. I don't.
But
think.
that's what we don't really. All we know about her is she has a Walkman.
One of them is Amanda de Cadenet.
She can't afford $100 to get escape out of prison.
And the other one is a massive racial stereotype because it's the black wise lady.
Okay.
Who'll give them some advice.
Yeah.
It's not great. It's not great in those terms. Yeah.
Is this written by a man?
I actually
Should we have
don't
a look?
know.
Because it feels to me like it's written by a dude.
Yeah, potentially.
And I'm like, on the one hand, I'm like, oh, it's nice to see this sort of movie featuring young women.
Yeah.
You don't really get to see prison movies about women very often.
No, you don't.
What's the there was the TV show.
There's like 7 seasons of Orange is the New Black.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of. But it was quite. I suppose on one hand, I was like, oh yeah, this is. I quite like to see where this goes. And
But
I suppose
it didn't go anywhere interesting.
It didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I thought it ended up being quite boring and a bit of a letdown, and certainly a missed opportunity. Yeah. Why do I feel like this was written by a guy? I think who's given this 4 stars? Someone I know has given it 4 stars.
It wasn't me.
2.5, 4, 3, 3, 4.5. Who's giving this 4.5 stars?
Jonathan Kaplan.
It is Jonathan Kaplan.
Is it?
No, I'm not friends with Jonathan Kaplan. So who's the writer of this thing? Story by Adam Fields, David Arata. Writer David Arata. Yeah, written by a guy.
Yeah,
I don't know why I thought that.
That makes sense because it sort of feels like this movie doesn't like women that much, and it definitely doesn't like foreigners.
Yeah, that's interesting because even the 2 main characters, I don't like Alice very much, but
she's interesting.
She's interesting, and I don't like any 17-year-old people. So
Darlene's just bland.
Yeah, Darlene's nothing. She's nothing. Like I wouldn't have anything to say to that person.
And
Alice, I would have an interesting conversation with, even if I hated her.
Yeah, but there does seem to be an element of the script sort of taking the tack of, well, it's their own fault.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Is it? I think you might be right. It does sort of feel like that. I don't, and it's weird because I feel like the intention of the film was probably the opposite of that in some ways. Like,
but I think
it's about this very serious thing where
yeah.
young women or anyone young really can be tricked into being a mule, and it's about being taken advantage of and how really anyone could be in that situation. But I feel like this movie sort of went the other way and it's like, well, if you're a dickhead, then you're going to get in trouble.
It's funny because I feel like this film doesn't necessarily go where you think it's going to go, which is not nowhere, really. Let me explain. I think this sort of harks back to what I was saying earlier about Nick being somewhat absent for the majority of the running time. So I think by default, the fault then does fall to the girls because he's not there. He's just absent.
Yeah. And there wasn't enough of him being charming and kind of
not for us to buy
trying to seduce them in a romantic way and in a way of, smuggle my drugs for me.
Yeah.
Meet me in Hong Kong. There wasn't enough of that.
But also I think if you give this story to 10 screenwriters, I think 9 of them would have a more satisfying ending. And I'm not saying the film should have ended this way, but I think it's odd that there's no justice served. I think in so many other films of this ilk, they'd have found Nick, they'd have brought him to justice, the girls would have gone home. But we don't get a satisfying answer, so it sort of feels like it goes nowhere. But I'm sure the ending we get is more realistic in those terms because I'm sure these people slip through the net every day, but it's not very satisfying from a narrative perspective anyway.
Yeah, and there is that. That didn't occur to me, and I didn't have a huge problem with that because I don't mind things being left kind of open and unresolved, really, if the narrative is interesting enough. I think one of the things that I was disappointed with and got kind of interested about the hour mark into the movie because it's when Pullman goes to visit the other woman that was at the airport. You get a close up of her when they're in the airport.
Yeah. And she's not relevant.
No. And we come back to her later and Pullman is having a conversation with her and she was also a mule and she was also tricked into doing this thing. And when it got to that point, I thought, okay, let's do something here then. Let's explore. I thought that what we were going to do then is we were going to meet more of these people,
Right.
and they were going to share their experiences, and they were all going to sort of come together maybe, and not necessarily Alice and Darlene get out of prison, and it was a happy ending, and we all worked together and we achieved the thing.
But maybe there's more light shed on the whole operation or something.
Yeah, because I feel like the idea of this for this movie must have come from real cases, real circumstances. Obviously,
I think it was, yeah.
Like, it's a bit scaremongery because this people that make these movies would have you think that this happens every day, but it's pretty rare, I would imagine.
But it does happen.
It does happen.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a real problem, and people are taken advantage of, and their whole lives are ruined because of one stupid mistake they made.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not fair, because we've all made stupid mistakes. I've made way worse mistakes that the people in this movie made, and I haven't gone to prison for 30 years. It's just stupid shit you do when you're a kid, and I'm lucky that I haven't had to pay the sort of prices that I have to pay in this movie.
And also you weren't in Thailand.
Oh yeah, because that happens all the time. But I thought we were going to go down a path of maybe meeting some more women that have gone through the same thing and learn more about it and how they can, I don't know, I don't want to say like fight against it or anything like that, but at least highlight it more and have more of a discussion about it, because I feel like that's probably what the starting point of this movie was looking at those real life cases, but somewhere along the road they got it in their head that they want to make a character piece, but they forgot to put characters in it. Like that's basically what my thesis of this entire movie is.
Okay, I can appreciate that, and I think I'm on the same page for most of what you've had to say.
It could have been really good.
I agree.
It could have been like there was some ingredients there. Maybe we'll get another director. I don't know Kaplan's work, so I feel a bit harsh saying that, but TV sounds about right.
That's more his speed, from what we know.
Yeah.
Better soundtrack.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Oh.
This might be one of the worst soundtracks in any film ever.
Worse than Hackers?
Yeah.
Right.
The Prodigy was in the Hackers soundtrack.
Is the Prodigy in Hackers?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
The Hackers soundtrack is pretty good. Certainly by comparison to this, anyway.
Are we saying the Hackers or just Hackers?
Hackers.
Okay. Yeah, it's so 90s, this soundtrack.
It's just like somebody, when I don't know, just get me a load of like breathy female vocals to chill beats.
Yeah.
That were super popular in America in the late 90s.
I can't. I bet like it didn't feature at all in this movie, but I bet if you buy this soundtrack, then Enigma is almost certainly on it. It's so 90s.
It's a bonus track.
It's a bonus track. Yeah. It definitely ages it. I thought about the beach a little bit while we were watching this, and I guess Thailand. I mean, the beach also feels a little bit stuck in the time that it was made as well. I think, but most of that could be because it's got All Saints on the soundtrack.
But at least that one had Tilda Swinton.
That one had Tilda Swinton, and I don't think I think I do prefer the beach to this movie. I don't think it's great, but it's okay. I think it's beautifully shot and some amazing locations. But like what you were saying earlier, if you go to the beach, I suppose it has to, because it's part of the kind of the reason that people are going to this place. But it shows the beauty of that country, whereas in this you don't see any of that. You see in Brokedown Palace, you see the inside of a hotel, you see the inside of an airport, you see the inside of a prison.
Their shitty little hostel-looking room.
Yeah, and that's about like, was this even shot in Thailand?
I'm not sure. I think it was, because I read somewhere that it was either Thailand or the Philippines, one of which Claire Danes is banned for life. Okay. She can't set foot in the country ever again.
Because she was in Terminator 3?
Yes. Because she worked with Jared Leto. So she's guilty by association. No, I would never say such a thing. She was pretty savage about the country and the locals in the press. She said it was squalid, there were cockroaches everywhere, everybody was dirty, they were missing limbs. Like, she was really scathing. And they were like, how dare you have a limb missing? I know. How dare you come up to me with an arm? How dare you live in poverty? This is clearly your own fault. Yeah, that's disgusting. You've got an arm off. Yeah. Why would you come up to me without an arm? Oh, I hate her now, I think. But was she a kid then, though? She was fairly young, yeah, but it's giving the ugly American stereotype.
Yeah, it's not a great look.
It's not. And apparently whoever was in charge of the country at the time sort of said, well, she's just a kid, let's leave it. But then apparently then she doubled down and they were like, nope, banned.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, not great.
Wow.
Not great. But she did backtrack a little bit and say, well, no, like loads of the country's beautiful. You know, I just saw some bad parts. It's like, cool, there's bad parts of everywhere.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
Have you been to Skid Row in LA? It's not great.
Yeah. You've been to Shoebury in Essex.
I was thinking somewhere that Claire Danes might know.
She might know. There's a lot of movies get shot in the UK now.
She might, yeah.
So, like Andrew Garfield shot that advert on Victoria Station
platform, yeah.
in Southend.
Brollywood.
Yeah, Brollywood. Brollywood. That's Hoddesdon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was Hollywood.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that is Hollywood.
This is getting confusing now.
Where's Brollywood then?
That's just England.
That's just
it?
UK. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
The UK film industry.
Yeah.
It's always got to be rhyming.
Yeah.
For people to take it seriously. So, quick question.
Mm.
You can sort of trace everything that happened back to Alice and her poor decision making. So I've got a question. Would you, given the choice, would you rather go to Hawaii or Thailand?
Do you mean in what's like
for a holiday?
What am I doing on these
Well, they
holidays?
were originally supposed to go to Hawaii for a graduation trip, but they said it seemed too pretentious and that's where all Americans go. But they wanted to get a real experience. So they wanted to go to Thailand, and she talked Darlene into it.
Hawaii.
Would you?
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree. I think I would go to Thailand. Not on the basis of this film.
I think I would, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't go to both, to be fair.
Yeah.
I just feel like, I don't know why I feel like it's maybe easier to go to Thailand than it is to Hawaii for us. So I feel like I would take the free ticket to Hawaii.
Oh, it's a free ticket now, is it?
To Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, in this scenario, so am I the girls in this scenario?
Well, you're one of them. You're not both of them.
Which one? You
could be either.
All right. So if I'm Alice, I'd probably want to go to Thailand. If I'm Darlene, I'd probably want to go to Hawaii.
You're putting yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
This has become a weird thought experiment now. It's just supposed to be a silly question. I picked Thailand, but that's mostly on the basis that I've always wanted to go to Thailand. And also it seems like people in Hawaii just want tourists to be there less.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I'm not saying they're like hostile to tourists, but they're very proud of where they're from. And I think they don't want it ruined by stupid white people.
I just want to go to I was going to say to Highland, to Hawaii, because I want to visit all of the shooting locations for that Cameron Crowe movie. My favourite Cameron Crowe movie, that is.
That's nobody's favourite Cameron Crowe movie.
Was it? I've forgotten the name of it.
Aloha.
It was called Aloha.
Yes.
Oh, it was bad. It's not good. I watched that before we recorded our Almost Famous episode, and I wish I hadn't. It's rubbish. But
good you forgot the name.
I did. Yeah, Hawaii. I understand that they have a very nice night sky, and I can look at the stars. Yeah. So yeah, there's that.
I was going to say we could visit locations from the White Lotus, but we can't afford that.
Is that in Hawaii?
The season 1 was, yeah.
Was it? Well, have they not done a season in Thailand yet?
Yeah.
Which one was that?
The last season.
3?
Yes.
Okay.
The most recent one.
I forget. I know that they've done a season in different places, but I couldn't tell you where they are.
Yeah.
It's the one with Murray Bartlett, and then the other 2 seasons, which weren't as good.
Everything else.
Yeah. The first season, which I love, and the other 2 seasons, which were like, well, it hasn't got Murray Bartlett in it, has it?
Fair. Do you know what? Fair.
Yeah.
I can't blame you for that.
For me, he made that. I loved the first season, and I didn't quite like the other seasons as much, but yeah, it's because Murray Bartlett wasn't in it. Yeah. My favourite human.
Your favourite human? What am I? A piece of wood?
He's my second...
Callbacks.
Listen to the Driven Show. He's my second favourite human. Like, it goes without saying you're my favourite human. I don't even need to say that, do I?
Sometimes. It's nice to hear.
Okay. Is it nice for everybody else to hear as well?
I don't know.
Fuck them. Who cares? You want me to just say it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you know that the location that they used for the women's prison in Brokedown Palace was actually an active mental health facility for women?
Oh, was it? I thought he was going to say an active volcano.
It was an active volcano, yes. It didn't seem that bad. There was a cat, at least. I would go to prison if there was a cat there.
There was a cat, yeah. And fish heads.
And fish heads. Maybe it's the cat that did it. But yeah, that apparently they sectioned it off. So they put barriers up and halved the facility so that they squished all of the inhabitants into one half and then used the other half for a filming location. And takes were often interrupted by distressed women wailing.
Okay.
Which, not great. You're effectively making these women's lives harder than they need to be just to make a stupid film.
Yeah.
I don't love that.
No.
But yeah, there's not a huge amount of trivia about this film out there. I did do some digging, but
yeah,
that was about the best I could come up with. So, Brokedown Palace. I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark and say that you're probably never going to watch this again.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
I would not watch this in a million years again. Because I just thought it was a bit boring and I thought it was a bit dull.
But did Lou Diamond Phillips' performance not even make things a bit more exciting?
The 2.5 minutes that he's in this movie.
There's something about his face. He looks like if a gremlin wished to be human.
Okay.
And I will not elaborate.
How dare you? How dare you? That's my boy Chavez.
I dared.
Yeah. He's going to be in Young Guns 3 though. Even though he died in Young Guns 2.
Great.
He'll be back.
Spoilers.
Yeah, he was in this movie. His performance was weird. But it made me smile because it was weird. I feel like this is maybe it's definitely not the worst film we've watched. What's worse? We've watched some bad movies.
Police Academy 7.
Yeah, you're right. There's way worse movies that we've watched. But
actually, I would rather watch Police Academy 7 than Army of the Dead. Make of that what you will.
It's shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. It's 100%. It's not the worst movie we've ever watched, but I think don't take this the wrong way. I think it's one of the least interesting movies that I've watched for this show.
I'll be honest. I added it to the lineup because I wanted to include a film about drug smuggling. I vetoed Return to Paradise because it was much harder to get hold of, and because I remembered this being better.
There's no guarantee that Return to Paradise is any better.
True.
I liked it at the time, but if I went back to it now, I might not like it.
I think it's got a bit more substance, though.
Has it?
I think it's got a bit more to say, yeah.
Okay.
And it's also got Joaquin Phoenix, who's also always great.
Yeah, but it's also got Vince Vaughn in it.
True. Yeah, there is that.
Yeah.
But either way, this is one that will not be putting on any sort of regular rotation in our household.
Not for me.
No.
Will you watch this again? Did you buy this for the show?
I did, yeah. It was only a few quid. It was a few quid.
Well, you could watch all those bonus trailers now, can't you?
Trailer.
Yeah,
singular.
Trailer one, yeah. Not even extended or an alternate trailer.
Nothing.
Just the original trailer that you've already probably seen, or you've seen the movie because you're buying it. Why do they put trailers?
I don't know.
I suppose they probably don't anymore, but they did for a while. But this is in the era, right, where we're putting commentaries and lots of extras on DVDs.
Because DVDs were like new.
Yeah, and you can get loads of information on them.
Yeah. But they just didn't give a shit.
No.
Would you watch tracks?
Would you watch a director's commentary? You don't ever watch them anyway, but
I do sometimes, but I wouldn't for this. No.
No. I might. Do you know what? I might have been tempted, but probably switched it off after 10 minutes.
Yeah, you'd have been bored 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
For sure. I
won't be watching this again. No.
I don't fully regret putting it in the lineup, but it's certainly a low point so far.
Do you know what? It's part of the interesting thing about doing this is sometimes watching movies that, or particularly because we take it in turns to choose the seasons in the movies. When you choose a lineup and you say, "What about this? What about this?" I was like, "No, it's your season. You just pick what you want to pick." Are
you gonna have more involvement going forward?
I was going to say from this point forward, that's changing.
Yeah.
But it's so while I wasn't thrilled while watching this, and I sort of wondered where this conversation was going to go, I am glad that I've seen it because I've now got the touch point of early Claire Danes, early Kate Beckinsale, another Bill Pullman.
The worst soundtrack known to man.
Worst, yeah, exactly. We can always reference that. So I guess I didn't know that it was a blind spot on account of having not fucking heard of this movie until you mentioned it. But it was a blind spot, and now I've seen it, and that's what I can say about this movie.
That's the best thing you have to say about
I've
it.
now seen this movie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look, I still don't hate it, but do I think it's great? No, I do not.
Yeah.
I don't think it's half as good as I did when I was a teenager, which is a shame.
Has anyone seen this movie?
Yeah, there's one girl that did a video essay on YouTube.
Okay.
That's it.
How many people listening do you think have actually seen this movie?
A percentage, like 12%.
12%.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think
maybe we'll be surprised.
Yeah.
People that listen to this are our people. They're film people. Maybe they have.
No, I know that. I know if you're listening to this weird, obscure show. Obscure, that's not the right word. Everyone's got a movie podcast. It's not obscure, is it? But just like this weird, unknown podcast, if you're listening to this, then you're probably a fan of movies and you know a lot of them. But I don't know. I hadn't heard of this. And that's not always the correct measure. You know, what I know is the same thing as what everybody else doesn't know. But I don't know. It's just weird to me that it's this. I feel like I'm from another universe where this movie doesn't exist. And you've just gone, now you're in this universe, Dan. Here is the your DVD.
Mandela effect. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of flopped when it came out and it's kind of remained forgotten. And some movies are forgotten for a good reason. Let's end there, shall we?
Forgettable.
What are we doing next week?
Well, it's your season, so hopefully you can tell me.
I think we're doing Pineapple Express.
I think that you're right.
Because I think I wanted to give you a quick reprieve before we get back to Gritty.
Oh, so we're going back to Gritty after that, are we?
Maybe.
So we're going Seth Rogen, everyone's favourite James Franco.
Everyone's favourite sex pest.
The best Franco. And it'll be our first Danny McBride movie.
Yeah.
I've seen Pineapple Express once.
I really enjoyed it when it came out. It made me laugh a lot.
I didn't.
We'll see if that has changed.
I didn't like it very much when it came.
Okay.
I bought it. I blind bought it because I was like, "Oh, Seth Rogen's funny," and I watched it.
Stoner comedy.
This is shit. Yeah.
Oh no.
But I'm hoping that I was just in the wrong frame of mind because I watched it once, never went back to it. Do you know what? I'm more mature now, and I'm sure it's one of those movies that, as you get older, probably you see more stuff in it.
Oh yeah, you'll pick up on some of the subtext, and yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, so Pineapple Express, and we can try and figure out why it's called Pineapple Express.
Because it's named after the strain of weed.